So this is Cynthia Ortiz. It is February 20th, 2024. These are the Charles Perry, David Roberson, Stalker, Human Trafficking podcast. Did we not say enough times they trafficked me? They sold me to a guy named Larry in Houston, who is a realtor. Most victims don't have that kind of information beforehand. I do. They sold me. Right now, they're desperate to deliver. They've already extended the deadline several times. I think it was supposed to be, 2021, and then 2022, and then 2023, August 2nd, 2023, and then Christmas 2022, and then this last summer. And now they're up on another one, and I guess they said something about, we have a week. There's not a night, Mr. Roberson and Mr. Perry don't call somebody. Please go get her car. Please take her car away from her. Please get her car away from her. Then she'll be trafficked. Trafficked means you're going to go get raped, and they're going to make a profit off of that. They're pimping you out. You're a sex slave. They've been involved in sexual exploitation of women and children, deprivation of basic rights and needs, human rights violations, serious ones, for a very, very long time. Is that true, Mr. Perry, Mr. Roberson, yes or no? It's a simple question. Did you sell me to somebody, and you're desperate to deliver, and you're trying to take my car, thinking that will pressure and coerce and pressure and coerce and pressure and coerce? She doesn't have her car, she can't work, she's done. Right? Didn't you say that over and over and over? Yeah. And I guess he said it tonight while I was taking a nap. And the guy said, I thought she was sleeping and we could finally talk where she wouldn't hear. And he was told, they're not sleeping. These guys helping her. These guys investigating this whole thing. They're not asleep. And they wake her up. We've seen them do it more than once. Seen them do it because you're voyeurs. Right? I'm told there's an office space with a bunch of computers where these guys sit there and watch me in my home all day, every day. And watch what I do on my phone and my computer. And then if I make an ATM deposit, I was making it. First they were talking about a week or so ago about freezing up shut off her phone, freeze up her bank accounts, take her car, get her fired. There's nowhere else to go. She'll have to go with us to Texas. And you think nobody would think it was weird if they just all of a sudden didn't hear from me? Everybody go, I guess they finally delivered her. And you think the guys helping me that tell me everything you just said wouldn't do anything about it? Are you off your nut? You guys think a lot of things. None of it's based in reality. None of it is. So if I already know that, do you think maybe you're caught? Most people would think, oh shit, we're caught. She already knows. So who got the information from you to me? See, nobody will tell you that. It's a need to know. I'm not even paid right now. I will be paid when you're arrested because you're in my bank accounts, jamming shit up when I try to make a deposit. So now I got $100+ just disappeared. That is theft. They will charge you for that. Right now, I believe it's witness tampering charges and coercion charges because you're trying to change my court testimony. You're trying to change what I'm saying. Here's what they're doing to me. Day after day after day after day. We get very specific, detailed information. This is not vague. It's very specific. It's very detailed. We have the names of people who are doing it. Lucius, Calvin, Sonjay, right? David Roberson, Charles Perry, right? Mr. Bittencourt, Greg, Tim, Larry. Correct? Is that right or not? Yes or no? Yes or no? Remember, all this stuff is already being played out in a different courtroom. Every time they need some sort of investigatory order, there's what's called a probable cause hearing. I've testified in more than one of those, Mr. Perry. I'm already a witness against you. And every time you contact me, we get a little bit more. And every time you invade my privacy, they get a court order to invade yours. You just weirdo. You're just a fucking fucked up, deranged weirdo. You've cloned my phone. Today, he's typing in my phone, drive. Go drive. While they're talking about using my DoorDash app again to take my car. Why is it that you want me to go down to the courthouse, Richard? Huh? We heard you talking about that. It was you, correct? Correct us if we're wrong, because we don't want to lie or anything. Either this is good intel or it's bad. So, when you contact me, Charles, do you get information? Nope, but we do, and yet you keep doing that. Did you want to get us information? When you invade my privacy, they got a court order to invade yours. There's nothing that we do that we don't have a plan. Nothing. I think you were told that too. It looks like maybe sometimes she made a mistake, and then we find out later they had a plan with that, and it was absolutely not a mistake. And everyone's like going, oh shit. You've not seen this before, have you? No. And it's not clicking for you. What does it mean that I have it? See, they can't pay me, dum-dum, until you're not in my bank account anymore. You shouldn't be in there now. So they already knew what you do to women before they brought me in on this, don't you think? We can't pay you right now. Do you agree to wait until they're arrested? It could be a little bit. And I said, sure. Let's get these people out of that dungeon. Why don't we make sure we get people free? We're talking about women and children. What kind of men sit around in a room and try to ruin one woman? What kind of pussies do that? You tell us. We don't want to lie or anything. You can speak for you, can't you? Is it Judy Parker still in this? Is it Judge Egan still in this? I guess there's a lawsuit or something. My prosecutor says I think they have a lawsuit in front of Egan, Judge Egan. Don't respond to it at all. But every time we get something, type it up and send it to them in an email. Then when they take it to that court and they file it and say this is evidence that she's harassing us, let them do it. Just let them pile it up. And then when we arrest them and we go to criminal court, they can't argue for suppression. They made it public record. I can't testify to a thing. I'm not going to counterclaim you. I'm not going to do a thing. Nothing. I'm not going to answer right now either. There's going to be a motion to vacate on fraud after your arrest. I've already told you that. You wanted me to appeal. Why would I do that? There's going to be a motion to vacate. I believe the prosecutor's going to file it. As a third party, interested party, this is all fraud. We got a criminal case going. All of this is fraud. They lied about everything. Right? You wanted it to go to the Supreme Court. You wanted me to go in there, and then you already told the judge, deny her everything. Then she'll appeal it, and then that we paid them to deny it. And then it'll go to the Supreme Court, and then we're going to win in the Supreme Court, and then no other woman will ever complain again. Right? We have that going back to 2017, and you still tried to do it. Wow. So you were talking about jamming up my bank accounts, taking as much money from me as you can take. We know that you've told people, get money out of her tip jar, so I don't leave it in the tip jar. We know you told somebody, make it look like she's stealing at work, see if you can't get her fired. We know that. They recorded everything you say. So when all of a sudden money's missing, it wasn't missing for months. All of a sudden, right when you're on a deadline, it is. And it's costing me money to deal with it. Costing me time to deal with it. We have to go look at cameras on my day off. Okay? That's costing me money to drive to work and look at cameras hour after hour after hour to see what y'all did. They already know what you did. Okay? I'll leave it at that. So every time, then I deposit money in the ATM and then I get a receipt spit out. Oops, there's an error. And they heard you say, don't let that go through. The guys heard you say it. They took it to the judge already. He's already heard it too. So do one more thing, okay? Just keep doing what you're doing. You can live with it, right, Charles? You can dish it out, but you can't take it, right? Because don't you run around and whine and cry how you're the victim in Oklahoma where you don't live and weren't invited? Every time you get caught trying to do something to me. Everything you do is intended to pressure and coerce cooperation with trafficking. If she has no car, if she has no money, if she has no way to get around and nothing to eat, then she'll go with us and be trafficked, and we can pimp her out and make a lot of money and get a whole bunch of money once we deliver. And right now we're all desperate for that because we promised people stuff, didn't you? David Roberson, I'm speaking to you. Charles Perry, I'm speaking to you. Mr. Bencourt, I'm talking to you. Did you or did you not do that? Have you been on the phone nonstop for days, begging and arguing with someone to get my car for me? Yes or no? Did you clone my phone and you're using my DoorDash app to get pictures of me working with people's door? You have your people call in, get around a normal algorithm. See, DoorDash has an algorithm. They pick drivers randomly. DoorDash tells us. It's also on the internet. Anybody can look it up. DoorDash. There was someone at DoorDash my guys talked to. He goes, the person was irate when they found out their app was being used for organized crime, for stalking, illegal use and access and use of an electronic device, to get me Hansel and Gretel to a certain location where you could have me pulled over and harassed by a corrupt cop, right? Or let's take her down and change my insurance. So I don't know what that does to the computers, but take her downtown. Well, you should know I changed my insurance, but you did because you're hacking me. So you knew I changed it. Guess who didn't know? Steve Massengale, Dan Pope, Jason Moore. Okay, why do you? They're not up in Oklahoma. Why are you in Oklahoma? Mr. Perry, why are you in Oklahoma? I don't like you. No one likes you. That's why we get the help, not you. That's how I know this stuff before you do it, not after. We talk about it beforehand, not after. Right? Over and over and over. Hundreds of podcasts where we are talking about very specifically, very detailed, what you are trying to do right now to cause a very serious injury to me by a criminal act. We've done this for years, 10 years actually. The first time we did it, it didn't send off it's a little clue. This is going to be different this time. She's got some help. You ask me every day, is it this person? Is it that person? Is it this guy? Is it that guy? And fuck you is my answer. It's a need to know, and you don't get to know that. By the way, you are to direct your questions to your fucking attorney. It is inappropriate and illegal for you to contact me at all, and I've asked you to stop repeatedly. Stop. Just shut up and just go away. I've never helped you. I've never helped you. Why would I do that? Why the fuck do you think I would help you? And I don't care what you think. I don't care how you feel. Frankly, a lot of people are complaining about your whining, and we don't want to hear it anymore. We don't want to hear it one more day. You came to a state where you were not invited, and you have done nothing but destroy lives. And we've all heard enough about you did that so you could go run for governor in a whole other state where we don't live and don't care. Get the fuck out of my life. Get the fuck away from me. Get the fuck away from me. Do you understand? When we quote you, why in the hell do you think you have a choice? What planet are you guys on that you think you have a choice? Because we do this every day, all day long. And everybody's tired of hearing how Charles needs Oklahomans to help him become the governor of Texas. Get the fuck away from us. We hear it all the time. If I have to hear that whiny little bitch one more time, I swear to God. I swear to God. I mean, beat him to a pulp myself. If it were illegal, I'd take him out behind the shed and man that bitch up. I'm sick of hearing it. I'm sick of fucking hearing that guy whine. I'm sick of hearing him talking about, we just need her to lie, and we just need her to be complicit with being trafficked, and we've got to deliver, and she needs to eat, and she needs her privacy, and by the way, she has the right to both of those. She needs to go to work and to the gym and to the grocery without being a victim of crime every time she does. She needs to be able to go to the bank without being a victim of crime every time she does. Why don't you leave her alone? Why don't you not violate her rights, just her basic rights and needs? Okay, I think everybody wants to see her happy. Everybody wants to see her thrive. Everybody wants to see her get her degree. Everybody wants to see her hang out with whoever she wants to hang out without you bothering her. So fuck off. No, I'm not helping you. I don't want to take... A lot of people are sick of taking your phone calls. Charles, Dave. We hear it all the time. The more you're doing this, the more you bother. Charles, I don't like you. I left. Okay? Fuck off. Grow up. Grow the fuck up, bitch. Quit acting like a little girl. No one wants to hear what you need anymore. I have the right to my privacy, and you're raping me, and we've told you to stop. Get out of my privacy. When we get this, that means you don't have a choice. That means you have no choice. You're breaking the law, you sick son of a bitch. You are violating me in the most nasty, embarrassing, vulgar, sick, twisted manner on the planet. You get out of my privacy right now. Get out of it, all of you. You do not have my consent. You never did. You sick, twisted fucks. All of you are deranged. All of you are deranged. There's like, how many of you? 10, 15? Watch me all the time? Do you know somebody was making fun? Those guys gawk at her in her house. Poor thing. What in the fuck is wrong with them? What is? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, Mr. Bettencourt? That you would do something like that? What's wrong with you, Charles and Dave, that you act like that? There's a reason it's illegal. Okay? There's a reason we get the help, not you. You don't get the help, do you? Nope, we do. Have for 10 years. Y'all run around. How'd you find out about that? Oh, my God. How much money have you spent getting us all this? Huh? What do you have to gain to do nothing but get caught every day, all day for 10 years? What are you getting out of that? Sexual arousal because you piss us off? Because you did something to me, my guys get pissed off. And the next thing you know, they're getting, what? Here, Sin, type this up. We got more. Here, Sin, type this up. We got more. Here, Sin, type this up. Listen to this. It's important you hear this. See, you don't know how all this works. You don't know what they're doing. I'll tell you one thing. There's many different ways that when we got this, that should have been a little clue. It's different this time. I got that in jail when you had me false arrested. I guess somebody also complained about that. Those guys tell me she was not illegally detained, and I'm like, you tell me how you think she wasn't illegally detained, because I'm looking at it and she absolutely was. She absolutely was. So on Planet Weirdo that y'all all live on, you tell us how you came to the conclusion that she wasn't. I'd love to hear that. Don't just call me up and say she wasn't illegally detained. You explain why and how you think that is. Because I'm telling you, you're wrong. You did this on purpose. You did it to hurt her, just like her doctor said. And everything you've done ever since is the same thing. Just another stalking escalation. Just bothering that girl. Why are you here, Charles? Why are you calling everybody in Oklahoma? I just need her to be delivered, and I just need her to recant her claims. And we've just got to sit her down and explain how she has to do what we tell her. And this is how this works. Human trafficking is how it works. Tell your jury on your criminal trial. And let's see if they understand. Okay? We're getting this for a reason. I don't care if you get that or believe it or not. It doesn't matter to us one bit at all. It doesn't. It fucking doesn't. We don't care what you think, whack job. You can think whatever you want. You tell yourself whatever bullshit story you want. Okay? We get this stuff anyway. Either way, we're going to get it. Either way, it's going to a criminal court. Either way, you're going to go to jail. Okay? And then you can go explain to the jury, we just got to explain how this works, and we just need her to lie, and we just need her to recant her claims, and she doesn't have a choice. She has to go. We just need somebody to tell her she does have to go. She just doesn't understand how this works. You tell your jury that. Right, Mr. Bittencourt? All right, Charles? All right, Dave? Lucius? Tell your jury. See if they understand how human rights violation, and human trafficking and sex exploitation. Explain to them how this all works, okay? No one, there's your little crowd of weirdos. You're the only ones that care about what you want. No one else cares. Okay, this thing that you did with my family. I'm going to say this one more time. What happened is Mr. Perry went to my family behind my back. At that point, they should have done what many people have said they would have done and told Charles, you're a stranger, she's family. Get off my fucking property, get out of my face, and don't come back unless she brings you. Got it? Weirdo, don't come behind her back ever again. Never have I shown up at a family member's home. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. Never has any guy that I've dated shown up at my family member's home by themselves and said, I'm dating her. She's not here with me, but I'm dating her. Don't tell her I was here. The fuck is that? When I'm dating Saeed didn't go over there unless he was with me. There's a lot of guys I dated that my aunt probably more than anybody else met. I took him to, took the guys with me to something, a family thing or lunch or dinner or whatever, and they were with me. They didn't go by themselves. I'm here, I'm dating her, and we're a couple, and but don't tell her I was here. And Charles did that, and they went for it. Shoved me out of their lives. I'm not for 6 months last year when they were trying to traffic me. They literally got me kicked out of a hotel. I didn't owe any money. It was paid up, and it was time to pay the next. I'd been there a little while. Time to pay the next day, or week, or month, whatever I chose. And I said, I'm going to do the same thing I always do. I'm going to go to the bank. I'll be back around 4 or 5. That was the same thing I did every time. I think except one time. And that time was, I think Ernest came to town, and I was waiting for him, and it was a little bit later, and I called him, and I said, we're running late. Here's the deal. Here's what we're doing. They were told. It did, okay. Anyway, so the lady said, nope, you are going to get out of this hotel, and you can't take anything with you that you own, that's your stuff. We're keeping it. We're going to steal it. And if you don't get off our property, we'll call the cops. Well, looking back, I probably should have let them call the cops, except I don't like a scene. I don't like drama. So I went ahead and left and thought, okay, first I'm going to figure this out, but we're not going to have a big scene with cops. That's not my way. That's beneath me. I have some class. I have some dignity, and I don't behave that way. We call the cops only if we must. If somebody's bleeding and dying, I'll call the cops. Otherwise, there's real crimes. So let's free them up for that. We're not gonna make a scene here. I'm gonna get what I got. I was able to get my purse and my computer, and that was it. No toothbrush, no clothes, nothing. So they stole my clothes. They stole everything I had. I walked off, and that was what you thought. Then I would call you, right, and go, okay, I'll go be trafficked and raped so you can make money off my body against my will. And I didn't do it. Why would I do that? So I'm living in my car literally for 6 months. They let me eat maybe twice a week and take a bath maybe twice a week for 6 months. That happened. Then they took my car. Now they're trying to do it again. That's what they're trying to pressure and coerce. That's what they do. They all do it, and they always do it. Traffickers, human traffickers. They're criminals. So human trafficking comes with the same sentence as murder in some states. Life sentence per count. Okay, tell the judge you're not trafficking. Tell the judge you're not making phone calls about taking my car and arguing every single day. Tell the judge that you didn't use my DoorDash app to get pictures of me. Or get me on get her on a traffic cam and let's see if something comes up on her insurance because we know she changed it, right? Have her pulled over. I guess the other 2 weeks ago, I get pulled over. I think by Rogers County. I know who it was. I'm gonna say I think by Rogers County. Let's let everybody else say who it was. Okay, you guys all figure that out. Was it Mays? Was it Rogers? Was it OHP? You guys figure that out. And there was a great disappointment that there wasn't a whole lot of tickets on my. Right? Is that correct? Is that correct intel? Is it good or bad? You tell us. Okay. The interaction with that officer, if you look at the body cam, was way different. That completely different interaction than the one that I had with TPD. I'm not talking by the officer, I'm talking by me. I handled it differently because it was a different situation and I wanted different information out of that officer. So my response to the officer was a completely different thing. And I still got what I wanted. And I'm not today going to tell you what that was. We'll save that for your criminal case, okay? I'm not implicating that officer right now. Right now I'm just going to implicate you. All right? What I'm saying is the officer told me everything I wanted to know, just like the TPD guy did, without knowing he did. And my interaction with him was completely different. Corrupt cops, everybody's sick of that. Or cops that are told just pull her over, blah, 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 may or may not know why they're being asked to do that. But we'll leave it at that. And I think when I went to traffic court, I said the officer may have acted corruptly. We'll let him speak to that. Okay? We'll let him explain what happened. I'm not going to speak for the cop. I'm going to tell you that we have umpteen jillion, a whole album of that. Look at that. Look at that. They called me. I was asleep. They woke me up like they did today. They pulled your tail light out because they want you pulled over. And so and I guess Chief Miller. Oh, I think this was one that was supposed to pull me over but didn't get behind me. I got behind him. But we had heard earlier the day that he said they're going to have you pulled over tonight. Be careful. So it just happened to be that he got in front of me, and I was like, "There's the guy right there. There he is right there." How did he know where I was going to be? Yeah, DoorDash app. We called somebody to order DoorDash. If she'd go down this street, we'd pull her over. Right, Calvin? Aren't you the one that does that? I mean, I don't know, Calvin. You tell us. We don't want to lie or anything. So this says, back in August 2019, it's not legal, but I'm going to have her car towed and sold before she figures that out. And tonight you tried, and last night you tried, and the night before that, and the night before that, right? Nagging and whining and nagging. And we have to get her car so that she'll be trafficked. We have to get it. And you know what Charles does all day? Is it Al? Is it Richard? Is it Dickie? Who's telling on me? Is it your family? So while I'm sleeping in my car, my family basically shoved me out of their lives and have Charles over for dinner while I'm sitting in my car starving, because that's what he wanted. He wanted to deprive me of my basic rights and needs: food, shelter, right? The ability to make money, go to work and make money and not be a victim of crime every time I do, right? You say yes or no. I would like for you, if you're in a courtroom, if you're in Judge Egan's court or Judge Parker's or Judge Kirkendall's or Judge Farmer's or whoever's, I want you to answer the question, are you doing that, yes or no? Do it on the record, okay? There's a reason I want you to say it on the record. This, I believe, was Chief Miller. They kept wanting us to pull her over and harass her. And we're like, yeah, we're not doing that. And they were claiming that she was harassing them. And it wasn't too long that we could figure out that was not the case at all. She didn't bother anybody. She kept to herself. She didn't call us at all. And so we're getting called constantly, harassed by these guys, asked to pull her over. And we might even call in a protective order. Is that motive for murdering a Chief Miller? One of many, right? Yeah. Cop killers and pedophiles. It is not cats spreading that rumor, Charles. It is not shapeshifters or aliens, Charles. You say some bizarre stuff. Look at this. I'm not a rapist. Well, you violate them, so you are. You violate these women, and so you are a rapist. You might do it with a voyeur camera. That's still rape. Did she invite you to do that? No. Do you have a contract where she's being paid and she agreed to it? No. No. Any smart businessman would foresee criminal and civil liability before they do something like that to a woman, and they would get consent and have some sort of agreed upon arrangement. We'll watch you in your house or broadcast you on the dark web on our little peep show website that we've got, and here's what we'll pay you. You're using my body, you're using my property, you're using my utilities for your profit and for your entertainment, and you have been told to stop. You've been billed $1,000 a day for doing that, plus $2,000 a day for doing it without my consent, and you've been told, cut it out, repeatedly. So, cut it the fuck out, Charles. You sick fuck. You're a sick little fuck, aren't you? Yep. So the last conversation I had with my family was like Christmas 2019. They asked me to come over for Christmas. I didn't have the money for gas, so I think I tried to DoorDash a little bit that day, and of course that was one of those days. Charles was like, "Nope, you're not making any money." Okay, so I didn't make any money. I couldn't go, and I'm texting my cousin. I can't afford gas, and I guess someone asked him, "Okay, I'm confused as to when she's texted you and said, 'I can't come for Christmas. I don't have gas money.' What in the fuck is wrong with you that you didn't call her and say, 'I'm gonna cash app you $5 because we really miss you and we'd like you to be here with us on Christmas'? And what's going on that you can't even afford gas to drive to our house for Christmas? Is there something we need to know? Is there something we can do?" The guy said, "I'm looking at the Facebook messages. They said nothing except, okay, fine. I understand. Nothing else. The fuck is wrong with them? They didn't care enough to call her and say, 'What is going on that you can't afford gas to come spend Christmas with us? We miss you. Why don't we cash app you something? $5, something, $6. Get here. Get your ass out here.' Instead, Mr. Perry, I am not talking to you. This is not a phone conversation, and I will not go anywhere with you." He just typed in my other phone, "You're coming with us." And I said no. I'm a 54-year-old grown woman, and I said no. You are not to contact me again. Every time you hack me, they're going to charge you. Every time you try to communicate with me in any form at all, they're going to charge you with a witness tampering charge. You've been told that. You do it anyway. Okay? And it gets our guys really pissed off. It gets leagues pissed off. The thing that you did with the ATM machine and stuff you've done to me at work to cost me money, this is what happens. You piss off leaks. You piss off. Everybody starts working really hard to get things finalized, so you're in jail and you can't bother me ever again. Okay? You can't bother me ever again. You are not invited to Oklahoma. I do not want you in my life. I moved from Lubbock. I left Lubbock in November 2013 to get away from you. I've told my friends in these Facebook messages back in 2011, he's bothering me and I may have to move. Right here. He's bothering me and I may have to move. What does that say? Nothing political at all. He's doing weird things. He's creeping me out and I may have to move. 2013 I did. I went to Dallas and you butt in to something that did not concern you. And so I left and I moved here. This is where my family is. I came home to my family. This is my home. You're not welcome here at all. You're not wanted in my life. Nobody's in love with you. You've been rejected and told on now for over a decade. More than ever in your life. No other victim has what I have. And you'll act like you don't know what that means. It's extremely embarrassing. Extremely embarrassing that you're that stupid. That you're that mentally slow. I can't handle people like that. It's just not my thing, Charles. To be around someone who is that slow. I don't like you. You creep me out. I've said this over and over and over and over. And the more you pressure me, the more pissed off we all get. I don't like you. I don't care what you think. I don't like you. I rejected you. I moved twice to get away from you. You're a fat, lazy, ugly, nasty, perverted, demented turnoff. And any man that would peep has no chance of a date with me ever. Any man that does this canned food bullshit you guys take, I'm going to take your steak and here's your canned food. Never would that guy get a date with me. Ever in a million years. There's no way. It'll never happen. Okay? The hideous crimes that you do, definite turn off. The answer is no. Now, quit acting like a pussy coward. Act like a man your age. Get some class and dignity and self-respect and move on. Everybody else can. Why can't you? You're not entitled to a date. You're not entitled to a lie. You're not entitled to public office. You're not entitled to invade my privacy. You're not entitled to traffic human beings. You're not. Okay, we get this because everybody's sick and tired of it. We get the help. We couldn't do this by ourselves. It takes a team effort. It takes getting people that are in your organization to help us? Okay, we have it, don't you think? Mr. Perry, do you think there's a reason we're getting the help and you're getting not told on? Your conduct is extremely vulgar and offensive. You're so far beneath me, you don't even know. There's zero chance of a date with me. And why would you get, I'm going to pretend this is about a date and it's actually about trafficking. Do you remember who it is you're talking to when you say some of the stuff you say? I think you don't. I think you don't even know where you are half the time. Yeah, they're a little worried about that. If you run for governor, what's he going to blurt out in a media interview? Because he comes up into Oklahoma and blurts out all kinds of weird shit. It's like he doesn't see anything wrong with it, and everybody else is about crawling under the table with embarrassment. So what's he going to blurt out in a media interview? Mr. Bettencourt's name? Yeah, look what Mr. Bettencourt and I can do and get away with. Look at me and David Roberson can do and get away with. We killed a cop and got away with it. Did you guys want? I mean, there's no telling. He didn't have any filters left. He's wackadoo. It's officially diagnosed whack job. That's not my thing. You know what's my thing? Sting hopping. Getting information out of people they don't know they gave me, Mr. Perry. Very, very good at what I do. And you guys have not seen this before ever. And yet you act like you don't know what's happening. And we have no words for that. None. We're at a loss. So Mr. Perry, while they're talking about using my DoorDash today to take my car away, is actually typing in my phone, go drive. Thinking that I'll go, oh, okay. You forgot who it is you're talking to again, didn't you? What if he does that in the middle of a political debate? Those little fits he throws, we heard he'll throw fits like a literal 2-year-old. Clenches his fist, face turns red, he starts throwing a fit. And somebody said, I've never seen a grown man act like that in my life. What if he does that in the middle of a campaign debate? He can't control himself. He can't. He's got Huntington's disease. Causes paranoia, delusion, hallucinations, psychosis, and impaired cognitive reasoning. What do you have to gain by getting us this every day, all day for 10 years? What are you getting out of that? You do it every day, you're getting something. You do it every day, all day, so you're getting something. So I guess my family is, somebody said for doing that to me, they're very cold and callous. They're not respected. People think they're trashy, mean, horrible people because they did not tell me Charles has been coming over here telling us you're a couple. And we're inviting him over, and you're sleeping in your car, and we don't give a shit. We don't even care enough to call and check on you. And the guy said her family threw her onto the bus, sold her downriver. So why is she staying in Oklahoma? If only it was any of your business, sir. It's really not. It's just none of your business. We get that you made a human trafficking deal. Do you get that's illegal? And we've said it. We knew about it. It's been talked about over and over and over for years, sir. Where you been? How much money have you spent getting us all this? That I do know I was trafficked. I do know who you sold me to. I do know where the guy lives and what he does for a living. And no other victim has that kind of information before, right? I have it. I know all about it. So there's that. You're just not out there, are you? It's different this time. So the more you bother me, the more we get. And the more we get, and the more we get, and the more we get. The guy said in March 2020, you do not invade her privacy. You do not contact her or her family in any way, shape, or form, directly or indirectly. And she'd better not be broke, David. Okay? Calvin? So, when you ignore him, he tends to get pissed off. He'll put in overtime without pay. A lot of them have done that. There's 40 guys helping me. A lot of them have worked overtime for no pay, especially when you guys get really dangerous. So sometimes when I can't go to work, sometimes I'm too scared to go to work. Sometimes I just need a break from all the stress of going to work and being subjected to your crime at work. Sometimes I'm told you can't go to work, and now here's why. It's going to get dangerous tonight, and we're exhausted, and we've put in a lot of overtime, and we haven't been paid, and we haven't had a nap. We need a break. I'm going to send everybody home tonight, if that's okay with you, and you stay home too. You got food? You okay? I need you to stay home so that we don't have to have everybody here tonight putting in overtime or whatever to make sure, because I don't just have to watch you. I got to watch you. I got to watch them. I got to watch everybody you interact with. So we have to have, all hands on deck. We got to have everybody here. We got to have everybody paying full attention to everything that goes on, because I'm not going to miss something and you end up dead. We got to keep you alive. I need you to testify in court. That's how that works. So sometimes if I miss work, it's that. But there's a lot of stuff we don't tell y'all. It's none of your business, is it? We don't owe you an explanation for shit. They'll explain what they're required to legally explain to you when they arrest you and it goes to trial. Then they'll tell you all the stuff they have to by law tell you. Otherwise, and quit asking me, Charles. Ask your attorney. It's inappropriate and improper for you and illegal for you to contact me. You did it here. He sends me my witness, my subpoena to testify for Mike Neely. Sends it to me. I know you're witnessing for Mike Neely. I want to know if what I'm going to do is ask you questions anyway. Pretending to be Lisa Neely. And I'm telling you right here, I know this isn't Lisa. I know exactly who I'm talking to. This is Charles Perry. Charles Perry just wants to know if I know which one of them talked him into going. Now, subsequently, they put out a bullshit that it was Chief Miller. Well, but if it was Chief Miller, you wouldn't need to ask me 4 times. How did I know he had to be begged to go? What difference would it make if it was Chief Miller? It only matters because it wasn't Chief Miller, it was you. Right? You just want to know if I know was it Charles Perry or Dave or Josh or who actually pushed and pressured Mike to go to where he was going to be almost killed and then framed for murder he didn't do. Right? How did he get? That's because you premeditated it. Just like today you wanted me to DoorDash because you premeditated some criminal act to me that would hurt my car. Yes or no? Is that true or not, David? You've been on the phone all fucking night for about a week now. Go get our car. Go get our car, please. It's taking up everybody's time. We don't have time for this. Why do you? Yeah. Charles, when this is not a conversation, sir. I'm recording something in the privacy of my home. This is not a phone call. So the only way that you would type something in my phone, yeah, he doesn't do it in this phone, he does it in the other phone. The only way that you could do that, Mr. Perry, is if you're a video voyeur and a hacker. Otherwise, you don't know what I'm saying right now. I'm in the privacy of my home. It's not a phone call. You act like you think it is. Yep, you're not all there. You got mental problems. Okay, so what is this? Mark Warman got, oh yeah. Mark Warman got so mad when she changed it from use allegedly to based on what I've seen and heard. These guys are cop killers and pedophiles and human traffickers and stalkers and voyeurs. Right? And deeply in organized crime, deeply entrenched in all manner of organized crime. And so, gosh, we'll get him a tissue. No one cares, Mark. You know what? You know who's getting help? Me, not you. Because everybody's sick and tired of your crime. People don't like crime. They just don't like it. I know you wish to God they did. They don't. Okay? You're no different than any other criminal. What's to say? You don't like it that she finds out before? No? Okay, well, but here's the thing. She said that you're upsetting people with what you're doing. Crime tends to upset people. And her people are very calculated and very strategic and very intelligent. And they understand that what people want, and it's not what you're doing. So, until you get a grip on reality, guess what's going to happen again tomorrow? This was in September of last year. We quote you every day, Mr. Perry, Mr. Roberson, Mr. Betancourt. Yeah. And Mr. Perry's typing, is it Al? Is it Richard? Is it Dickie? Is it Sanjay? Is it Beverly? Who's telling on me? Wow, I'm not told who leaks are, and I don't care. So I don't care to help you either. We don't want you gone. You have nobody invited you up here at all, much less to go ruin people's lives. So you're not getting away with it this time. And I said that in 16. When you did your little false arrest thing, and I already had the McNamara email and the Fabian puzzle. What did I say? I know you've gotten away with this all your life, not this time. Watch this. It's going to be different. Watch this. You like looking? Look at this. Look what we can do. Tell little scumbag, fucktard criminals like you. Look what we can do. Watch. Here we go. That's just not even the half of it. I already had this. Mr. Perry, if you tell me one more time to go or to leave Oklahoma or to go with you, you're going to wish you weren't born. You are not to contact me at all. Cease and desist. I will not go with you. You get anywhere near me, I'll beat the fuck out of you. I'm not going to wait to see if you have a chloroform rag or a syringe. You've threatened my life. You've threatened to kill me. You've threatened to kidnap me. I will beat the fuck out of you. You are to stay away from me. Stay away from me. No one cares about your crime. We just know that we don't like it. We'd like you to stop. There's no you're not getting approval here. If we're quoting you every day for 10 years, this is the first that you know of. Any other victim have something like that? You don't have one. You don't even have a Fabian, much less a Fabian puzzle. You don't have one of those. You're not naming our guys and quoting their meetings, are you? Get a grip on reality, dum-dum. You're in the situation you're in because just like he said, Mr. Perry doesn't get a grip on reality. This is going to happen again tomorrow. He's not getting it. People don't like him. They don't like what he's doing. So they're helping her people. They want them to stop bothering everybody. Okay? It's a criminal act for a reason. I've already been over this, and I'm not your attorney. Go to your fucking attorney with this stuff. Okay, so the thing with my family is that after the Christmas where they didn't call and say, are you okay? Is there anything we can do? I haven't talked to them a whole lot. I haven't. I didn't call them even one time when I'm sleeping in my car for 6 months. And they still didn't call me and see if I was okay. And so that was 2019, 20, all those years, there's not really been an argument. I just don't talk to them. And why you keep thinking that you can use them to talk me into being coerced, no one knows why you think that. What am I going to... Oh, okay, we haven't talked for 4 or 5 years now, but since you said it, now I'll do it. Why the fuck do you think I would do that? Are you that really, really slow mentally that you think I would do that? No. And there's other things that are priority, like finishing up this investigation so y'all are all in jail and the girls and kids at the Houston compound can go live somewhere where they're safe and they're not getting raped. And Mike Neely gets to go home with his family, not the way you would have it. Let's do it secretly and just, you can't talk to Cindy. Nope, that's not how that's going to happen. Okay, remember we talked about a lame backyard moment or a palace moment. Mike Neely's getting a palace moment. That's all there is to it. It's not up to you. We're getting all this stuff. See? Is that up to you? No, it's not. None of this is up to you. I know you think it is. It's really not. You're not quoting our people. You're not quoting our meetings. And so listen to me very clearly when I say this. When we got this, was it up to you? I got like 10 of these a day. It's never up to you. Was it up to you when I got this, Mr. Perry? We're trying to false arrest her, and we can't get a guilty plea, and we can't make her plead guilty, and we absolutely can't allow a trial, and then she testifies and tells all this stuff. Yeah, we need our lie to work, and we need to set her down and go, you have to lie, and you have to be trafficked. You just don't understand how this works. You have to go. And I'll be like, no, I'll see you in court. I have a right to a trial. We're going to trial. If I have to do it myself, and you know that I can, I've done it many times before. You're so scared of me, you won't allow me in. I had 3 lawsuits. You shut it down with ex parte hearings, and we never did a jury trial because I can handle court myself in a courtroom. You know that. You're scared of 5 attorneys, seasoned attorneys. Couldn't go against one woman with not a lick of law school. And I have evidence just like this right here, and you know that. Okay, so I got it. I don't need, Charles, my guys don't need your help. I can't remember what he typed in my phone the other day, but I about died. I was like, oh my God, has he ever needed you to get this? No, he has not. He's never needed, I have him. We've been friends since way before I met you. Like, probably most of my adult life I've known these guys, or a couple of them. So, we don't need you. We're finding out what you're doing. We're getting your people's names. I've never met Mr. Bittencourt. I don't know the guy from Adam, but I have his name. Calvin, same with Calvin, same with Sonjay. Same with Beverly. Never met him that I know of in my life. As far as I know, I've not met them. And yet I know their names. We quote them all the time, don't we? So there's got to be somebody helping me do that, right? And it's not aliens and shapeshifters, Charles. No such thing exists, either one. I don't believe, I guess, I'm from Roswell. My granddad helped open those museums for the money to help the economy of the town, because the curiosity brings a lot of tourist dollars into Roswell. But I assure you, he and I both do not believe that aliens even exist, much less that they landed in Roswell. We don't believe in them. We think that somebody had too much LSD and pizza and made that crap up. Okay, now, I get that there's sightings of this and sightings of that, and there's lots of military exercises that go on that you know nothing about, we know nothing about. It's nobody's business. So there's that. And I don't believe in shapeshifters, and I don't believe in psychic blah blah. I don't call the 1-900, let me tell you your future bullshit. I don't go read horoscopes. That's not my thing. I don't believe in that. I believe in I do believe in the law of attraction. I believe that the Bible says what sort of things are good, true, pure, of a good report. Think on these things. It keeps your mind out of the gutter too, Mr. Perry, pervert. And as a man thinketh, so shall he be. So I'm attracting this to myself. Yeah. I'm attracting this to myself. People that can get me stuff like that. I'm having to make some serious sacrifices for the cause of justice. And if it means a smile on that little boy's face that you guys raped, and he was screaming and crying, that we heard about, and his mom was told to quit crying, he'll get used to it. If it means I get to see a smile on that young man's face at some point, and told you're safe now, I get to tell him you're safe now. That will never happen to you again. And if it does, you come find me, and I'll make sure it never happens. We have done everything we can do for you right now to make sure that never happens to you again. Okay? You don't have to get used to it. You don't have to get used to it at all. We're going to make sure you're safe now, and that never happens to you again. Then it will be worth the 6 months of my card. If it's worth it for my granddaughter, that I don't get to see her, you're not going to use my granddaughter as a pawn. My granddaughter's going to have her life without you in it. And for that, I may have to sleep in my car for 6 months and not get to eat, because Mr. Perry likes depriving women and children of their basic rights and needs. We don't do that to a dog, or you go to jail for animal cruelty. But you can do it to a person. No. Our guys are not going to let you get away with it, Charles. It will be a witness tampering charge every day that I had no money and no food. We've said this. We've told you. You knew. You did it anyway. He said in March 2020, you are not to invade her privacy. You are not to contact her or her family. And she's not to be broke. Respect the law, respect her, even respect yourself, dude. Act like a fucking man. And quit acting like a little princess. You're not owed a date. You're not entitled to an elected position or a lie. Get some dignity in class and fuck off. Or I'm going to do it for you. That's what he said. We told you over and over and over, and then we show you. People are very uncomfortable with y'all and what you're doing. We get the help, not you. Take the, have you heard of disapproval through social feedback? You heard of that? Yeah, she doesn't have her family. Her family sold her downriver. So why is she still in Oklahoma? Well, maybe I'm here for more than my family. It may be, there'll be some consequences for you ignoring a verbal order verbal command of a police officer when they told you don't contact her family. You're going to have to deal with all this, when they throw the book at you. You chose it. That's what you wanted. Or you attracted people who would stop your crime. You attracted them to you, didn't you? And so they're stopping your crime. So part of you wants it stopped, or you wouldn't have done that. You attract to yourself what you want, don't you? I mean, I believe the Bible, as man thinketh, so shall he be. What Job feared came upon him. There it is. Look, we got all this, Charles. Not this time. This is the thing right here. In 2017, they want to use me as a test case before the Supreme Court. They're going to lie. They're going to perpetrate a fraud, a known fraud, and a willing fraud on the highest court in the land. So there won't be an appeal. Okay? Because you're not actually going to do that. You do whatever you want to do. Just remember, there's a criminal case building against you. And every time you do something, like those cops got me this. See? Stupid. They got me this. They got me this. They got me that. They got me that. They got us that. This is the letter to the U.S. attorney. 2 cops came into my work and said, just find a way to arrest her. And we were like, yeah, I don't think so. That's not why we signed to be cops. But she need to be careful because he's trying to find something to put you in jail. He needs a smear campaign. Okay. All the wrecks to my car. Look at that. Right at the wheel. And you wanted me to get a bumper sticker. You wanted me to go back to Good Deal to see Mo. Why would I do that, Calvin? All that. The same cops that got me that's who you got to deal with, Charles. Mike Neely was drugged. I said it in March 2020. Oh, sure as shit, in May. He was. How do we get that? Yep. Look at that. I need to rule out entrapment. It looks like you're provoking her. Looks like she's just talking about what you're doing to her. Why are you in Oklahoma, Charles? You're accused of stalking, voyeurism, cloning, hacking, human trafficking, coercion, intimidation, threats, harassment, witness tampering. You want to take my driver's license? I guess they had a meeting the other day, and the guy's like, well, we usually take their driver's license, and she found out, so we can't get to hers. Usually you take the car. She kept finding out. See, that's what all the hits were. She found out, so we can't hardly get to her car, although David calls and whines and cries about it pretty much every day. Yeah, they wanted to take my car. Remember, this was after the 2019. It's not legal, but I'm going to have a car towed and sold before she figures that out. But it's just more of the same. And, by the way, this morning, somebody said, well, they'll have these meetings about taking her driver's license or having her pulled over or taking her car or getting her kicked out of her place or getting her fired or putting her back in jail to shut her up and to get her delivered. And she finds out. Or jamming up the ATM so she loses her money. And then her people are all pissed off. My guy was like, they want us to call them. They've got more money in their couch than Cynthia will have all month because they won't let her make money. We've seen her money, how she can make money. She's on our team. We work with her. She can make money. We know exactly how much money you're taking. We got an accountant that's figuring all that out. So we're not going to help you, billionaire, rob a woman who you're not, you got more money in one of your couches than she'll make all month because you won't let her. So why would I help you? Anyway, do that to her. They got me all this. So the guy's like, so she'll find out, so they'll wait a week or two, they'll put it off maybe a day or two or a week or two. But it's still you doing the same thing you planned on this date at this time. You just changed the date that you actually committed the crime. The date you planned it was on, for example, February 16th, and you planned to do it on February 17th, but she caught you. So instead of you doing it on the 17th, you did it on the 20th. Okay, but you still did it, and you still premeditated it, and she still had it before. You guys act like if you change the date that you actually do it, that's going to mean something. That means you didn't do it. Nope. You still did it, and you still premeditated it, and she still has it. You just changed the actual commission date is all you did. He goes, they act like we're stupid or something. We're not. I'm tired of them treating me like I'm dumb, and I'm not. They are. Point out for me the marks on Mike that look like he was in a fight. Well, it's hard to beat someone to death when you're unconscious and in respiratory distress and dying of opioid overdose. Charles, I'm not told who your leaks are. Why in the fuck do you think I'd help you? Delusional. Okay, so one of the guys was complaining, Mr. Delusional, has lied or delusioned about everything. Because the only thing that I'm seeing out of this whole deal that's real is she's quoting them every day. Look at that. That's Kirkendall. Judge Kirkendall said that, right? All this he's spending a lot of money daydreaming. Him and David both. And then they come in, oh, she's trying to hint at it, and we're just not picking up on our hints. There's no hints. They're daydreaming and spending a lot of money to daydream. What's real is she's quoting you every day. This girl is fighting your crime is all she's doing. That's what's real. So, I have to look at evidence, not what people imagine. Get her driver's license. Pull her over. Get her computer. See, when you had me kicked out of the hotel in August of last year or year before, you didn't think I was going to take my computer with me, did you? Mr. Perry, I told you no. He's typing in my phone again. Just come. We need your computer. We need your car. Nope. Stop contacting me, dum-dum. Stop contacting me. I said no. The more you pressure me, the more of these we get because you piss us all off. Don't you understand cause and effect? Same, different, before and after. I thought you want to run for governor. If you can't keep up intellectually with everybody else, you can't do it. You're not capable. Okay. Yep, March 2020. And then we got all this. There's even more. Those cops got me all that. There's your names. Muffin Man. Who's Muffin Man? Yep, we have that too. Look at that. That's a lot of you. Name one of my guys. Oh, yeah, you can't. See, you guys seem like you're confused. It wasn't up to you that we got all that. You seem confused as to who's controlling the flow of information. It's not you. And you're confused about why. Why we get... when we got this, none of that was up to you. Wasn't up to Mr. Kunzweiler. Wasn't up to the Muffin Man. Wasn't up to anybody. It was up to us. Okay? We're controlling it. You know why people don't like you? Nope. They don't like Team Told On. Team Sex Weirdo. Okay? A lot of police officers aspire to more for their law enforcement careers than to be the bitch of a sex weirdo. Okay? A lot of them don't like being called ass to pull me over. I guess some are okay with it. Some are not. A lot of them are not. They don't like that. They don't want to be any part of that. They're busy. I'm busy. I got real crimes to solve. I don't have time to harass her for them. And I don't really like being asked to do something like that. What does that say? Should I get a protective order? When you're being threatened with death and false arrest and auto damage and theft of your automobile, and getting into my banking illegally, breaking all kinds of banking laws, don't you think that I should maybe try again, Mr. Perry? Would you like to go to court that way, in that case? Huh? You gonna get it dismissed on a secret ex parte hearing again? Sir, you gonna chicken out? Yeah. I don't know. But we're thinking about it right now, whether or not to do that. I'd have to file a police report. Who would I file it with? You can't go to TPD. They'll send it right over to the offender and put you in jail for trying to get protection from a human trafficker, a cop killer. In my opinion, based on what I've seen, you're a pedophile and a cop killer, and a human trafficker, and a voyeur, and a stalker. So, TPD is not to be trusted. Okay, look at this. So you can file it where you live, and you can file it where an event happens. So I can file it in Mays County, probably, if I wanted to. What if I go stay somewhere else? Because wherever I go, you're gonna go. What if I go stay in another small town in Oklahoma, just to get to a different police jurisdiction, and wait till you do something there and then do it there. should we do? I mean, what do we do, Mr. Perry, to get rid of you? What combination of words do I use to make you leave me alone? Yeah, look at that. You can't get her kicked out on non-payment and do things like have somebody steal her money at work, right out of the tip jar, or lie and say she stole money and make her pay it back. I'll go when she's at the bathroom. I'll run, take $15 out of the drawer, and then the boss will say, "You have, you're the waitressing. You got to pay it." Then I got to pay it, and then we sit there and watch the cameras and find it. We've set up a new system for that, by the way, for catching that. Yep, we set up a whole new system for catching that shit. So here's all this, right? So people think my family are very cold and callous, that they didn't tell you right from the beginning. If you're coming to our house, you don't come unless she brings you. You don't go behind her back, and you don't tell her I was here for 10 years. Or 9 years, or whatever it's been. I've been in Oklahoma since 2014, September, so however long that is. Where I live has nothing, I don't call my family. You caused a separation between my family and I, and it has been traumatic for me in that it feels like my whole family died suddenly. Like they were in a fire or something and they just died. Because the people that you have turned against me and caused them to sell me downriver, I don't know those people. My family's always been very kind and loving, and they take care of each other. And gosh, we can fight with each other, but don't you criticize one of us. We'll go at you. So for them to do what they've done, I don't know those people. I don't know them. So it was like having to accept them as dead. And so I hope you're happy. But that doesn't change who I am. Who I am is, let's gather evidence, and let's make sure that Mr. Neely gets to go home to his family and have a palace moment, not a lame backyard. Oh, you can go home. First, we're going to put her in jail, and then we're going to let you go home. We heard you told them. We're going to try to arrest her tonight, and then you can go home, but you can't tell anybody, and you can't go talk to her. Did you? Is that true, yes or no? I think our guys have a whole different plan, and that ought to be interesting for you to do something like that. Anyways, you're either trafficking and doing false arrests and perjury and fraud, or you're not. If they can get me out of this, don't you think they would know a little bit more about that than anybody else, Judy or anybody else? Yeah, because they have access to surveillance that Judy doesn't have. Judy and I used to be friends. I don't know her either. The person that I've heard yelling at, I don't know that person either. So I don't know what it is about you that when people let you walk in their front door, they become Satan. I don't get it. I'm not doing it. I'm really not. I'm not going to stoop to that. You just make my skin. You just make me want to throw up. Look at this. Sorry I couldn't pull her over. Sorry I couldn't get to her car tonight. Yeah. They got me all that, Charles. What else do they have we haven't said anything about yet? All the questions that you have, you need to direct to your attorney. I will never fucking help you, and nobody understands why you think I would. Why would I do that? We all want you gone. We're sick of this. Everybody's sick of y'all. Very, very, very sick of y'all. Okay, so we also have this blog. This is my doctor. It's stalking escalation. And somebody said that it's always just going to be another stalking escalation. Pretty much always what it is. She's afraid for her family and Mr. Perry butting in and interfering in stuff that's not his business. Yep. Okay. This is the disclaimer. We used to say allegedly. We do not say that anymore. Now we say the same as Mr. Perry has slandered me and said, in my opinion, she's this or that. Or Mr. Perry has said that, Bill and Hillary Clinton, blah, blah, blah. And we can all say, or some of us would say, based on what I've seen and what I know about O.J. Simpson, he did kill Nicole. I'm saying, based on what I've seen and then know, and all the police surveillance I've heard, it is my opinion Mr. Perry is a stalker, human trafficker, pedophile, cop killer, voyeur. He's a little peeping Tom. and he's exploiting and serious violations of human rights. Disgusting stuff we've heard and seen. That Houston compound smells like the sewer because those kids are being sodomized and they shit all over the floor. They don't have birth certificates. They don't exist on paper. Those women are not held, not there by choice. Look what you're doing to me. Take her car, get her fired, take her money, so she doesn't eat until she's trafficked. Does that sound like they have a choice? Nope. Not of their own free will. Give them money and tell them go. If you want to stay, stay. If you want to go, go. We'll give you $1,000 a week. Go rebuild your life. It's the least we could do. Yep. This is about how stalkers use phone cloning and hacking to track victims. This is what the cops are supposed to do that TPD has not even begun to get close to. It's pathetic. I've never been more... I was raised by 4 generations of police. I got police helping me now. How embarrassing for you. I don't know what to say. We don't have any respect for you. That's why they don't call you. This is the blog. We document all the threats. A lot of threats. Specific, detailed threats. Okay, we've got that's the perjury and the fraud. Lots of that. We got... this is the human trafficking page. This is Mr. Perry's delusional erotomania he battles with from Huntington's disease. We've got Chief Frank Miller's murder and Mike Neely's wrongful conviction, all done there. We got more evidence. We got Dr. Russell. We got Pinto offering me $5,000 on behalf of Mr. Perry for a night of sex. Flat says it just like that. Right there on that page. So, yeah. There it is.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men. Leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumb ass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. And you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
All right, so I've asked Mr. Perry for 10 years, leave me alone. Leave me the fuck alone. Please leave me the fuck alone. I guess somebody said the other day she told both Mr. Quinn Sullivan and Fabian, I do not want a news story about this. And had Dum Dum left her alone, this whole thing would be nothing. Instead, he went up to Oklahoma and bothered everybody and picked out a wound and now it's nice and big and pussy and gaping and oozing and yuck. And he didn't know what to do. What do you want me to lie about? That we knew Mike Neely was drugged before anyone else said it? Or that was confirmed by first responders after we said it? Months after. What do you want me to lie about? I don't like you. No one does. We get the help, not you. You get told on. You need to get that. You need to get it. You can't be governor if you can't figure out easy stuff like that. Stuff most people just know. Don't be mean. Don't invade privacy. Don't butt into stuff that's not your business. Don't pressure people to do things they don't want to do because they don't like it. It's a crime for a reason, stupid. You can't be governor if you don't know stuff like that. Okay, I don't like you. I don't want anything to do with you. I moved twice to get away from you. You have dug your hole very deep, and they let you. They said, here's your... How many times have I said that? There's your shovel, go dig. When you got it nice and deep, they'll bury you in it. They're going to throw the book at you. I don't care what bullshit story you tell yourself. You have at it. You lie to yourself to your heart's content. Doesn't matter to us. Doesn't matter to us if you understand what's really happening here or not. We don't care. We get the intel, we go to court. They need to expand an order, or they need to get a new one, or they need whatever. They get it. I've testified twice in those kind of hearings. You should know that. You sit there and peep all day long. So when you're told, mind your own business, that tends to keep you out of trouble. And we heard you beg and plead and argue about taking my car. Everything you're trying to do is to traffic. It is to deliver. And I've said no. So leave everybody alone. You're caught. Act like you know you're caught. We've already talked about all this over and over and over. The need to repeat things for y'all is driving people insane. And people are getting sick of taking your phone calls. Okay, you're caught. Tell your jury how human trafficking works. He just doesn't understand how this works. We need somebody to just sit her down and tell her she does have to go and explain to her how this works. No, I'm sorry. What you're doing is illegal. You can tell your jury how your human trafficking works and see if they understand, okay? I mean, we get this stuff for a reason. No one else has it. What does that mean? Yeah, whatever.